Hello, I am Professor L. K. Gabel, Department of Computer Science, Government GSG PG College, Balod. This lecture is class for MSc 4th semester Computer Science, subject Artificial Intelligence and Expert Systems, paper 2nd, unit 4, planning. This is the second lecture. In this lecture, we have covered Bayesian networks and certainty factor. We have covered in these lectures the basic definition of probabilistic reasoning and uncertainty, probability theory, Bayes theorems, and more details in Bayesian networks and certainty. What is the probabilistic reasoning and uncertainty? We have already known in classical logic theory, any number is represented or defined by 11, that means that value is a completely true or completely false. That means the 11s are true if truly defined, if not defined, that means this is false. For example, we toss a coin. So, what we can find? One side head or other side tail. If we say that H1, that is if you are find the H1, that means head 1, that is the first trial, that means on the first toss of the coin is land head up. We can express this by probability of 0.5, because we can toss the coin, they have head or tail. So, there are head outcomes or tail outcomes. So, 1 by 2, if head is outcome, then 1 by 2, and tail is also find, then outcome is also 1 by 2. So, this is a 0.5. Let us say that H2, that is second toss, same coin can be tossed second times, then again its probability is 0.4 sorry 0.5. So, it is well known that the probability of two successive events, the probability of two successive events is occur, then its whole probability is multiplied by the first and second ball probability. So, its whole probability for successive event is a 0.5 and 0 multiplied by 0.5 equal to 0.25. We can write is this P H 1 and H 2, that is equal to 0.25, and in general of two independent event P and Q, that is probability of P and Q equal to probability of P multiplication of probability of Q, if the event is independent. Now, what is the probability theory? A probability theory is a branch of mathematics concerned with the analysis of random phenomena. The outcome of random events cannot be determined before it occurs, but it may be any of several possible outcomes. The actual outcome is considered to be determined by the chance. The word probability has several meaning in ordinary conversations. Two of these are particularly important for the development and application of mathematical theory of probability. One is the interpretations of probability as relative frequencies, for which simple game involved such as a coin, card, dice and roulette wheels provide for example. Now, we have discussed about Bayes theorems. Bayes theorems centered on relating difference conditional probability. A conditional probability is the expression of how probable one event is given that some other events occur of fixed value. That means, already one events is occur, then after we have occur second events. So, this is called conditional probability. For instance, what is probability that the sidewalk is wet? We will have different answer than what is the probability that the sidewalk is wet given that I ran earlier. So, for a joint probability distribution over event and event B is probability of event A intersections B. The conditional probability of A given B is defined as probability of P bracket A bar A pipe B equal to P, that is a probability of A intersection B divided by probability of B, if probability of B not equal to 0. In the sidewalk example, where A is the sidewalk is wet and B is it rained earlier, this expression read as the probability the sidewalk is wet given that it rained earlier is equal to the probability that the sidewalk is wet and it rained over the probability that is rain. Note that probability of A intersection B is the probability of both A and B occurrings, which is the same as the probability of A occurring times the probability that B occur given that A occurred. So, that is a P, that is a probability of B occurred if A is already occurred into probability of A. Using the same reasoning, P intersection A intersection B is also the probability that B occurs time of probability that A occurs given that B occurs. That means, B is already occurs, then after A is occurred. So, the fact that these two expressions are equal lead to Bayes theorem expressed mathematically this form. Here you can see that the Bayes theorem, P A occurred when B already occurred equal to P intersections U B divided by probability of B. So, again P B occurring when A is occurred equal to probability of B intersection A divided by probability of A. So, in this equation we can find that probability of A intersection B equal to probability of A occurring when B occurred multiply by B probability of B equal to probability of B occurring when A is occurred into probability of A. Using these equations, we can find probability of A occurring given that B has occurred equal to probability of even B occurring given even A has occurred into probability of A divided by probability of B if probability of B is not equal to 0. Note that events A and B are independent events. The probability of the outcome of event A does not depend on the probability of the outcome of event B. So, we can say that A and B are independent events. We can develop the generalized from the Bayesian network Bayesian theorem. So, we can see that here diagrams rectangle area is indicated to whole inverse sets. A is A1 is a one probability, A2 is a second probability, A3 is a third probability. In this, in circle we can say that B is the probability which is already occurred. So, what is the probability of B? So, probability of B is the intersection of A1 intersection A1 and B plus probability of intersections A2 and B and plus probability of intersection A3 and B. So, this is the actual probability of B. In this example, we can see that probability of PB is in generalized form. So, we know that in previous equations what is the value of probability of A1 intersection B. So, you can put here value and same we can put here value of the probability of A2 intersection B and put the value of probability of A3 intersection B. So, we can say that this is a summation form from 1 to 3. So, if we can generalize these equations to n. So, we can say that summation of I equal to 1 to n and probability of A I occurring when B is occurred into probability of A I. So, this is a generalized form of Bayes theorem. Now, we have discussed about what is the Bayesian networks. Bayesian networks are a type of probabilistic graphical model that use Bayesian inference for probability computations. Bayesian networks aim to model conditional dependence and therefore causation by representing conditional dependency by edge in a direct graph. Through this relationship, one can efficiently conduct inference on the random variable in the graph through a use of factor. A Bayesian network is a directed acyclic graph in which each edge corresponding to the condition dependency and each node corresponding to a unique random variable. So, formally, if an edge A B exists in the graph connecting random variables A and B, it means that probability of B occurring when A is occurred is a factor in the joint probability distribution. So, you must know probability of B occurring when A is occurred for all value of B and is order to conduct inference. Bayesian networks satisfy the local Markov property, which states that a node is conditionally independent of its non-descendant given its parent. So, we can explain with the example how to Bayesian networks construct and how to solve the probability problems. So, in this example, a popular example is given here, burglar alarm at home problems. Here we can see that B is represent burglaries, E is represent earthquake, A is represent John alarm, J is represent John and M is represent to Mary. Burglary, the probability of burglaries is a 0.001. The probability of earthquake is a 0.002. Alarm, when B and E is occurred, that means burglary and earthquakes occurred, then probability of alarming 0.95. If burglaries occurred and earthquake is not occur, that means alarming is 0.94, we can see in table. If burglary is not happened and earthquake is not happened, then earthquake is happened, then 0.29. If not burglary and not alarming, not earthquake, so this is a 0.001 and John is alarming 0.9 and false alarming 0.05. Same Mary alarming, if is true then 0.7, if false then 0.01. This is a exceptions. This table is a based on exceptions. There are no any calculations. So, how to find the probability of if John and Mary is alarmed when burglaries and earthquake is not happen. That means, we can say that we can find the probability of alarming when John and Mary is alarming when the burglaries and earthquake is not happened. So, we can explain this. The answer is the here probability of John when alarming into probability of Mary when alarming, probability of alarming when B and E is not happened, that is negations, and probability of B is not whole, that means negation, and probability of E negation, earthquake is not. So, put the value of this through the diagram. You can see here 0.9, this is a true value, John is alarming, true value 0.9, M, Mary is alarming, that is the true value 0.7. Next, alarming, that is a false value. Why false? Because not burglary and not earthquake. So, B, F and E also F. So, this value is 0.001, and here we can say that burglaries is not happen. Here probability is 0.0001, that is a true value. Then what is the false value? 1 minus 0.001. Again, value of not earthquake, that is a false value. This table is given true value. So, we can write here minus 0.002. So, we can calculate it, we can find the answer. This is the answer for when John and Mary is alarming if earthquake and burglaries has not happened. Next, we have discussed about certainty factors. The certainty factors is a numerical value which tells us about how likely an event or a statement is supposed to be true. It is somewhat similar to what we defined in probability, but the difference in it that an agent after finding the probability of any event to can occur cannot decide what to do. Based on the probability and other knowledge that the agent has, this certainty factor is decided through which the agent can decide it whether to declare the statements true or false. The value of certainty factor lies between minus 1 to plus 1, where the negative 1 value suggests that the statement can never be true in any situations, and the positive 1 value defines that the statements can never be false. The value of certainty factors after analyzing any situations will either be a positive or a negative value lying between this range. The value 0 suggests that agent has no information about the event or the situations. A minimum certainty factor is decided for every case through which the agent decided whether the statement true or false. This minimum certainty factor is also known as the threshold value. For example, if the minimum certainty factor, that threshold value is the 0.4, then if the value of certainty factor is less than this value, then the agents claim that particular statement is false. Certainty factors are related to conditional probability, but are not the same. For one things, we allow certainty factor of less than 0 to represent case whether some evidence trend to deny some hypothesis. Certainty factors can be rule based. These are described here. The basic idea is to add certainty factors to rule and use this to calculate the measure of belief in some hypothesis. So, we might have a rule such as if has spot x and has fever x, then has measles x, the certainty factor is 0.5. That means, it have a spot and also have fever. So, probability certainty factor is 0.5. This is called rule based certainty factor. Suppose we have already concluded has spot afraid with certainty 0.3 and has fever afraid with certainty is a 0.8. To work out the probability of has measles x, we need to take accounts both of the certainties of this evident and the certainty factor attached to the rules. The certainty associated with the conjoined premise has spot afraid and has fever afraid is taken to the minimum of certainties attached to each. That is the minimum of certainty is the 0.3, 0.8, that 0.3. The certainty of the conclusion is that total certainty of the premises multiplied by the certainty factor of the rules. So, total certainty factor is a 0.3 into 0.5, that is equal to 0.15. If we have another rules drawing the same conclusion, that is measles x, then we will need to update our certainty to reflect this additional evidence. To do this, we calculate the certainties using the individual rules, say CF1 and CF2, then combine them to get the total certainty of CF1 plus CF2 minus CF1 multiplied by CF2. The result will be certainty greater than each individual certainty, but still less than 1. So, we can solve some problem using this certainty factor. We can define a problem. Suppose we have following rules R1. If P1 and P2 and P3, this is some rules, or P4 and not P5, then C1 0.7 and C2 minus 0.5, and the certainty factor for P1, P2, P3, P4, P5 are as followed. Certainty factor P1 is a 0.8, certainty factor for P2 is a 0.7, certainty factor P3 equal to 0.6, certainty factor P4 equal to 0.9, certainty factor P5 equal to minus 0.5. Then what were the certainty factor associated with conclusion C1 and C2 after using rules R1? Then we can find that if you are applying this rule R1, then what is the actual certainty factor associated with C1 and C2. So, how to calculate? Here for P1 and P2 and P3, the CF is minimum of this, we can already explain in rules of certainty factor. So, this and that means minimum. So, what is the minimum certainty factor of P1 and P2 and P3 is the minimum of 0.8, 0.07 and 0.6, that is a 0.6. We can say that this is the certainty factor A. For not P5, that means CF is a 0.5 minus 0.5, then not P5 is a minus into minus 0.5, that is a plus 0.5. For P4 and not P5, then certainty factor is the minimum 0.9 comma 0.5, that is a 0.5, you can call it certainty factor P. For P1 and P2 and P3 are P4 and not P, the certainty factor is maximum CFA comma CFB, that means equal to maximum 0.6 comma 0.5, then maximum value is a 0.6. Thus, certainty factor for C1 is 0.7 into 0.6 multiplied by 0.42, and also CF certainty factor for C2 equal to minus 0.5 into 0.6, that is equal to 0.30 in minus. Now, the final answers to be previous questions are certainty factor R1, that is rule 1, C1 equal to 0.42 and CF R1 equal to C2 equal to minus 0.3. Suppose that we can another rules R2 can be applied in this case. So, certainty factor for C1 and C2 is CFR2 C1 0.7 and CFR2 equal to 0.2, 2 equal to minus 0.7. If you can apply it another R2 rule, then we can calculate the same things. So, last you can find that after calculating say for second rules CF C1 and CF C2. What are the certainty factor associated with C1 and C2 after combining the evidence from rule 1 R1 and R2? That means, we want to combine rule R1 and also rule R2 if you are already calculated for rule R1 and rule R2. So, we can explain here for C1, that is CF into C1 equal to CF rule 1 C1 plus rule 2 C2 minus, we have already seen that formula, CF R1 C1 into CF R2 C1. So, we can calculate the put up the value in this formula, we can get it 0.827, and same calculation for C2. So, certainty factor C2 equal to certainty factor R1 rules C2 plus certainty factor for R2 C2 plus certainty factor for R1 C2 into certainty factor R2 C2. We can put the value and calculate the result. So, we can find out minus 0.58. So, this is the complete of certainty factor. So, thank you.